your general take on what has happened to sports in general in the last couple of years? I think I told you that I don't watch anything anymore. I do not watch professional sports anymore. That's very sad to me. I just can't take it anymore.
Ladies and gents, the two biggest phonies in conservative media, namely Dave Rubin on the left.
You know that the gays are cold, that they fear the cold. The gays love water, but fear the cold.
After flaking out in epic comedic stand-up.
So you're kind of living the dream.
And realizing left-wing commentary just doesn't cut the check, he sold out for the approval of folks who only have one goal: maintain the status quo with repetitive, unsophisticated, intentional disinformation for profit and fear. Rubin, being the grifter he is, fits in rather nicely, to be honest.
Marketplace of ideas. Dave, like, you can go do your thing and you can, be a bagman and idiot for the worst interests in the world, from corporations to oligarchy to racism, and we can make fun of you.
And it kind of sucks. When I'm flipping on YouTube and I'm watching old NBA games when it wasn't political.
Ah, yes, the prototypical talking point of keep politics out of sports. Well, unless, of course, I agree with your politics, then let's insert it. But no, keep it out, you lefty NBA nut jobs.
What? But, isn't that kind of a slippery slope? I'm both immoral and dumb.
So Rubin and Whitlock argue about how the NBA is just too political, and they hate it, and it goes against their core values because, well, they have none. Guys, where's the outrage for the majority of NBA chairmen's donations to conservative politicians? Silence is your stance. Got it. Thanks. Tom Gores, chairman of the Detroit Pistons, owns Securus, the largest prison phone service in the country, gouging families of those behind bars as much as $25 for a 15-minute phone call. A third of all families go into debt trying to stay connected with incarcerated family and friends, and 87% of those paying these fees are women of color. Where's the outrage, David? Dan Gilbert, chairman of the Cleveland Cavaliers, didn't just host the Cavs in his arena, he also hosted the Republican National Convention. Guys, politics, sports, this is a direct injection, you dopes. How about when the NBA didn't enlist a single black player? Were those the great times of pro hoops, or should we just gloss over this? Bueller? This isn't rocket science, nor is it brain surgery. It's simply politics and sports. How about when Bill Russell, yes, the iconic Bill Russell, played for the Boston Celtics and had his home broken into, leaving graffiti on the walls and defecation on his bed? No? Nothing?
Magic Johnson is irrelevant. What has he done? Can you tell me? Big Magic Johnson, what has he done?
Well, he's a business person.
He's got AIDS.
What about Donald Sterling, fellas? Sterling was sued by the Department of Justice for housing discrimination. Though Sterling has no problem paying black people millions of dollars to play basketball, the feds allege that he refused to rent apartments in Beverly Hills and Koreatown to black people and people with children. Sterling was crowned Trump of the West in one newspaper many years ago. He was caught on tape showing just how racist one cranky old white man can be. The quotes are there. You could see them for yourselves. For Rubin and Whitlock to continue this fugazi commentary of the NBA is too political is bogus and in bad faith. Truth is, they know it. They just don't agree with the Milwaukee Bucks' stance after another black man was shot by police.
I have been watching police murder people that look like me for years. I'm not sad. I don't want your pity. I want change.
They will never hear the cries from the victim's family, even if the Bucks are the vehicle, because they think athletes speaking up against police brutality is political. Where was the criticism when Jared Kushner, a politician in the Trump administration, criticized the players withholding their labor because a black man was shot yet again by police and called it luxury? Where were the critiques of their savior for profit, so I must kiss his ass to afford living POS, Donald Trump, who politicized practically everything about sports? That's right, it doesn't exist. Why?
Turks. Can I please finally tell the truth about why he left the Young Turks? He wanted to make a 6-figure salary to host a 30-minute-a-week show when everyone here, because we work for an independent news company, was getting paid far less while working 12-hour days. And now all of a sudden he's getting funded by the Koch brothers, and all of a sudden his opinions are very different.
Kind of pathetic, really. I'm not funded by the Koch brothers.
What's this info, Matt?
So Dave has
And
been
then we'll move on to
becoming
bigger,
more and
better
more bold about saying that he's not funded by the Koch brothers, but he is funded by Koch brother think tanks. Including on February 27th, they announced a new partnership. Exciting news, ARI, that's the Ayn Rand Institute, has partnered with Dave Rubin for a special series of the Rubin Report titled Objectivism on Happiness. Now, not only is Ayn Rand funded by right-wing billionaires, but literally the Koch brothers